Peace and love, family. Happy Sunday and welcome to Candid Conversation. We got a great show for y'all today.
Ooh.
I am King George, aka.
And wait. We are happy to have you back, sir. I missed you. I was struggling last Sunday without you.
It's good to be back.
Thank you so much for being back. All right, I'm feeling better this Sunday.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry to interrupt because I had to give my own little intro.
Okay.
I don't even think I said my name. I just was talking about you and I didn't say my name.
We can dial it back and start over.
Okay.
Well, yeah, welcome to Candid Conversation. I'm one half of the dynamic duo, King George, aka Mr. Knowledge is Power. If you didn't know, and if you don't know who this is, this is the beautiful.
Thank you.
My one and only, my queen, the intelligent.
Oh, yes, Dr. Natalie, Nicole. Hey, y'all. Happy Sunday. How's it going?
Welcome. Yeah, we got a great show for y'all. I hope that y'all are ready for this. Yeah, we're ready to get into it.
Let's get to it now.
Yeah, it's been a cold weekend, bitter cold.
Oh my gosh, I'm ready for the spring to come.
I'm not.
I'm just so over it.
I'm not ready for the pollen and the endless washing of the car and
Oh no. So, in Florida, even in Florida where I'm from, the electricity was out today because it was that cold.
Wow.
Yes, and so I don't know what's going on in the world today, but I'm needed to get itself together.
It's polar
Because at least we can count on some warm weather in Florida. So maybe in the southeastern portions of it is warmer than it was up north.
Yeah, but welcome to Candid Conversation. Listen, if you enjoy context, if you enjoy,
Thinking outside of the box.
Listening to us speak truth to power, you are in the right place.
Ooh.
So yeah.
At the right time. Every Sunday at 6:30 p.m.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. So yeah, we can get into it.
But listen, we got to say our little portion, right?
Yeah.
We talk about those things that are unpopular.
But important,
right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's what people think about. They have private conversations about.
Yeah.
But we're willing to have that conversation out loud because what happens when we all talk and we, get out of that groupthink situation? We learn something.
Yeah, we learn something.
We grow. And we're able to hold one another accountable. Right.
Mm-hmm. So that's what it's all about. Of course, we always enjoy, community involvement, dialogue. Yes. So please put your comments in the comment section. Feel free to, engage with us.
Yes.
Because that's how we learn and grow also.
Absolutely. Iron sharpening iron. And we're here for that. We are here for that. All right. You got your quote for today?
I do have my quote for today.
All right. Outstanding. Hi, Mr. Jackson. Welcome to Candid Conversation.
Welcome,
I don't think I've seen your name before. Welcome.
Well, yeah, the quote for today is, do the best you can until you know better.
Ooh.
Then when you know better, do better.
All right.
Dr. Maya Angelou.
Very good. Yeah. Very good. I remember as an educator, I had that on my door, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes people will know to do better and they won't. Sometimes you need to remind them, keep striving, keep challenging yourself to reach for the stars and beyond.
Yeah, and never stop learning. That's part of knowing. That's part of doing better.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we talk about amongst ourselves things that we knew and were taught growing up.
Yeah.
But later on found out, we got a different perspective.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And it is cool to learn. It never goes out of style.
Yeah. Somebody told me learning is fun to mental.
Ooh. That's good.
Yeah.
And in the education world, we call ourselves lifelong learners. It's very important to continue to learn.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're going to get into it tonight. Again, welcome to Candid Conversation. If this is your first time, we appreciate it. And for those who have been rocking with us since day one, we definitely appreciate you.
Right.
So yeah, share this. Don't let the conversation stop here.
Yeah, have your own private conversations. Chop it up. Ask us questions. Come back later. We're here for it. So, what do you want to talk about today? I know we had on our comments our topics to talk about ICE.
Yeah.
Local politics.
Right.
And then also this partial shutdown that we have. So where would you like to?
Yeah, let's start there.
You know what? In class, I used to do my dice, right? And you just throw the dice, some big dice.
Oh, okay.
Listen, where are we going to start today?
We're going to start with ICE.
ICE.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, it's a lot going on in the country right now. If you've been under a rock, you know what I mean? There's
I'm not sure how you could be.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Minneapolis, it's a lot going down with the protests and the killings of Alex Preddy. What was her name?
Yes, Renee.
Renee Good. Keith Porter.
Yes.
Yeah, so a lot of civil unrest, but rightfully so.
Right. I mean, Americans being shot and killed, for the public eye on American soil. And, I kind of hit it last week and called it friendly fire. Were you all familiar with that term in the Navy?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Where we're killing our own, it's unreal that that's what's going on here in the, United States. And
it is unreal.
It appears that they feel they can get away with it or that they're entitled to behave this way. So I think that's what most of the unrest is about, is that ICE has unwarranted powers.
Yeah, total autonomy. That's what it seems like. But
yeah,
what say you? Put your comments in the comment section.
What's your thoughts?
What do y'all think about ICE?
And I seen a video, received a video this morning from Major Retired Turner. African-American lady, a veteran. She had woman veteran on her car, on her tag, but she was still pulled over. Said it was a checking for seatbelts, but they asked her where she was from.
ICE?
Yeah. Police. Where she was born.
Wait, was it ICE or was it regular police?
Well, I don't know. So she said they pulled her over to check for seatbelts. So I'm assuming it was police people. Police?
Well, is she an immigrant or is
No, she looks like you and I.
Wow.
And she was on her way home.
Well, I mean,
she got pulled over to check a seatbelt.
Yeah.
And instead of them just checking that seatbelt, they asked her where she was born, where she was from, where she was going.
Yeah, that don't sound like local law enforcement because they shouldn't be asking you where you're from. Not at all. Not local law enforcement.
Right. So she seemed to think that it was ICE.
Well, you said her tag was out of state?
No, her tag just said she was a woman veteran.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's we need to do
more
research on that one.
And her address was on her license, so they knew that she was locally living there. And not only did they do that, they followed her home. And then made a U-turn as she went into her garage. Now, what if she had been somebody like me, honey? Because I probably wouldn't have took them to my house.
Well,
I probably would have been driving to somewhere else. And then they probably would have pulled me over again.
Nah, I doubt it.
You don't think so? I mean, why follow her to her home?
Something is fishy about that. I mean, we don't have all the facts. So all we can do is speculate because that's fishy.
Well, I'm telling you, she looked just
mean?
like you and I. She served this country, and she has a residence there in Atlanta, and that's what happened. That was her story, and I'll make sure I share that with you too.
Yeah, we need some more context because that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But it can happen.
Yeah, it can happen. It can happen.
So ICE, it stands for the Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Right.
And as we talked about it, it's been around since at least 2003, so more than 20 years here in the United States. And what I ask you is because it's been around for more than 20 years, because all of the presidents have had the priority, to enforce ICE, what makes it so different this time, especially when the numbers for Barack Obama and whoever was president, like Clinton and people before him, those numbers were really high, deportations and things of that nature.
Well,
so
they weren't around when Clinton was in office.
But he was still deporting people in rich numbers.
Yeah, but ICE wasn't around. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but the process, the system of deporting people, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, what makes it so different and eye-opening today?
It's being weaponized now.
Okay.
Like, that's the difference to me. Yeah, it's being weaponized at this point. Like, it's not done in an orderly fashion. There's no code of conduct. There's no system in place to hold them accountable per se, which is partially why the government is shut down right now.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's the issue they're having with ICE. It's just like the Wild Wild West. They're able to go out and do whatever they want to do, however they can do it.
Yeah. And
face no consequences.
Right. I mean, they shot Renee in her face with someone else in the car, a mom of, a young person with no remorse. And then they shot Alex multiple times, in public view. with no remorse, and it's absolutely, truly getting out of hand. I mean, because who's next?
It's out of hand.
You don't know who's next, and apparently no one's off limits at this point when they're shooting white Americans with no remorse about it.
Well, that's where the uproar is, because white Americans are dying.
Yeah, we didn't hear much about Keith Porter when he was
Not at all. His face has not even.
Did you even know?
I didn't know a thing about Keith Porter.
We didn't hear much about Keith Porter being shot by ICE.
Keith Porter was shot by ICE, if y'all didn't know. Keith Porter, he was a Minneapolis citizen. He was shot by an off-duty ICE agent. You know, New Year's, people shoot their guns, but there was no reason to murder him.
Right.
You know what I mean? He didn't pose a threat. He was not pointing a gun at people. So, but yeah, it's unfortunate. But yeah, so I don't know if his family is seeking a lawsuit, if they're suing the city, but I just know there's outrage about his death also.
Right. And so Congress is what's over the funding portion, right? And so right now they're not having it with funding ICE as is.
Yeah.
And so
until they change their policies and practices, their code of conduct, and things of that nature. Yeah.
And then the state, right? You have your mayors and things of that nature. They have, you know, the say on whether or not they're going to allow them to operate or how they're going to allow them to operate within their cities or whatnot. And which is interesting because we have a young lady that was on the public agenda at least twice now, speaking about what's going on at the airport, what's going on with Stewart County where they are housing people that need to be deported.
Yeah.
And then also that they're being trained right here at Fort Benning? It's back to Fort Benning now. Fort Benning. Yeah. And, you know, how that's impacting our community. And the mayor said straight out, you know, that, you know, they're not allowed to run it like it's Wild Wild West here in the not the United States, in the city of Columbus.
Yeah.
But how do y'all feel about that? Because I don't feel like these people would be on the public agenda if they didn't see a concern. They're at the airport. They're in different places in our community. I know.
Well, so I've seen them having people pulled over of Hispanic, you know, descent. I haven't seen them being mistreated, but I have seen ICE around Columbus. Now,
Yeah.
I don't feel like, but you know, people will have to put in the comment section, and we have to do more research. But I haven't seen any cases in Columbus where the doors are being kicked in and things of that nature that's happening like it's happening in Minneapolis. So,
well, one of the ladies spoke and she said that the children are afraid to come to school or are afraid to send their kids to school. So it is affecting our community and somehow, but I guess not on the same scale as what's going on in Minneapolis and other places.
Right. There's not like there's not like a show of force like it is in Minneapolis. Like they're walking the streets and they're, you know what I mean? Versus in Columbus, like I see them riding around, but like I said, I haven't seen like any instances of somebody being mistreated or detained or, you know, the cases of being violence.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I haven't seen that in Columbus.
And hopefully we do not see it. You know, hopefully that's something that
I don't think our city gonna go for it. I can't see it.
No,
I can't see it happening in Columbus like that. I mean, now Minneapolis is a huge city.
Right,
like,
that's what I'm trying to say. And they are shooting people in broad daylight, and it was multiple people around him. So, I mean, what was the threat? What was the real threat or the need to shoot somebody in their back multiple times? Well,
some people are just trigger happy. Like being in the military and knowing people, they are ready to pull the trigger. Like they are ready to make something happen.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate.
Right. And so what are the credentials that you need in order to be an ICE agent? Because they're giving bonuses for people to sign up.
Glad you asked that. Let me
know?
look that up.
Okay.
I don't think you need much.
What are the credentials and who are they allowing, to fulfill these jobs and positions? Because again, they're putting our community, our American people in danger.
Right.
You don't shoot a mom in the face and think that's okay.
Yeah, working in being in the military and working in corrections, force is the last resort.
That part.
Yeah, it's not the first, it's the last resort.
Right.
So, like I said, these people are trigger happy, these people are anxious for whatever reason.
And it's like maybe it's part of their orientation and their training is like, hey, go out there and have at it.
Well, a lot of these guys are vets who were overseas and have like PTSD and all kind of things going on. So they're ready to, they're ready for some action. It's the same thing with law enforcement and local police department. A lot of vets get out, join the police department, but they're not mentally stable.
Right.
Let alone emotional intelligence.
If you're a veteran, right, you know what we're talking about. You have come in contact with people who were, let's see, like rank happy. That's not the word I want to use, but as soon as they got a little rank, they changed.
Yeah,
they became power. There you go, power happy. They changed, and I shared a story with you that I had a peer. We were both specialists. He moved up to corporal, which is not exactly sergeant, but just corporal because you're getting ready to transition. And he was telling me to stand up parade rest at just moving up to corporal. And I'm like, excuse me? He changed just like that overnight. So there are a demographic of people who will allow power to go to their head and, you give it to them and they out of control. How you doing, Miss Purnell?
Yeah. Welcome, Miss Purnell. How you doing?
That's Dr. Judy Purnell's daughter.
Okay.
Yes.
Welcome to CANDID. So these are requirements for to be an ICE agent. So you have to be under the age of 37.
Okay.
At the time of application.
Okay.
Let's see.
So under the age of 37.
Yeah. Possess a valid driver's license. You must be a U.S. citizen. You must pass a drug test, a medical exam, a physical fitness test. You must be able to carry a firearm, and it says it requires a bachelor's degree or equivalent experience in law enforcement.
So that's what we have then.
Yeah.
People that have a degree in law enforcement background.
Yeah, but you don't have to have a degree if you have experience.
Oh, experience.
Yeah, have enough experience. Yeah.
Okay.
So
wow.
So yeah, I'm anxious to see what's going to happen and what Congress does moving forward, because ICE is out of hand. Like they are out of hand.
Yeah, and so they're not funded at this point. So I wonder too, like how do they continue? Are they working off of funds, the residue of funds, or when will they officially shut down if in fact they're not funded?
Yeah.
Or these people might keep working. They might be okay with working without pay,
Well, I think some of them, because this is state, not federal. Like ICE is state, right? I think ICE is state. They're not federal.
I think they're on the federal level. I think they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're gonna have to. I think they still get funded. They might not get the funding from the government, but there's still some type of funding.
Right. I do not believe they're being funded by the states at all. I think this is a federal initiative. And so the states, because Congress decides their funding. So the states will then come in because they don't have to support them on the state level. But, we can look into that even more about that. And so it's just, it's unreal that in less than 6 months, we've had 3 people killed publicly. Here in the United States.
Yeah, and I've talked to some guys who are immigrants to ask them their opinion to see how they feel about it. And some guys were saying that, of course, they disagree with the way that ICE is going about it. But at the same time, those who came over here legally are upset or frustrated that those who came over here illegally are here. You know what I mean? Like, because it's not a quick process to get your visa to come.
Right.
It's expensive and it's a process to go through.
It's a lot. And it's unfortunate. But at the same time, like oftentimes when people come over here illegally, it's because either they don't have the money or they're trying to get out of, a situation that's not favorable to them living, a good quality life. And so I'm not making excuses for it. But at the same time, it's like, sometimes it's understandable the reason people do certain. Don't even try it. Don't even try it now, honey. Listen,
go ahead.
Don't try it. That's all I'm going to say is don't try it.
Finish your thoughts. Finish your thoughts.
Yeah, it's understandable. Sometimes people do what they got to do, and to get where they need to get, until they can do it on the right way. Sometimes I don't know. So I just, for land that was stolen and taken in the first place, I get we have laws and we have developed and and all this good stuff like that, but to enforce and be hypocritical with people that just roll up over here like they say Christopher Columbus did, and now we want to call them criminals. Well, he was a criminal. Can we go back in history and fix what he did? We cannot.
Yeah, but people today, not everybody today is responsible for what happened.
We're not talking about everybody, sir. We're just talking about Christopher Columbus and the fact that this nation.
Yeah, but Christopher
this
Columbus.
This nation was founded. They stole it. They killed the folks that
Right.
was here, and
That's
they
a
stole
fact.
it.
That's a fact.
So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but you can't, in my opinion, but you can't, to me, you can't make excuses. Like, right is right and wrong is wrong. Like,
Yeah. Well, I'm saying
that's like saying
they don't
somebody
have the
who's
ground.
robbing and stealing, you excusing it because they didn't have food or whatever.
Well, guess what? They don't have a ground to stand on. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. Because they themselves are thieves or whoever. The foundation of how this place was created was on thievery and killing folks.
It was.
And so, yeah.
It sure
and,
was.
Dr. Henrik Clark, my favorite scholar, right? He says, they came over, people offering them food and being nice and welcoming. They totally take advantage of it.
It's unfortunate.
Totally take advantage of it. So, yeah, that's the kind of people we're dealing with. That's the nature of the people that we're dealing with. And so, I have a heart and I could just understand. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying, sometimes people do what they got to do, when they got to do it. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, like we watched that documentary or that quick little snippet, people, they don't have electricity in their house, so they plug in their stove into somebody else's electricity. That's not legal. It's not right. But people do what they got to do in order to make it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to say.
You're right.
Yeah. So, where you want to transition to next, sir?
Let's go over to local politics.
Ooh, local politics.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. Listen, the local mayoral race, and city council race is heated up.
Right. So, of course, we'll just go ahead and get the school board situation out. Like, they're not concerned right now about anything. So, they have been in those seats for forever. And so, they're really really not campaigning that much. And they might do something closer to election day, like April and, when it's time for early, what have you. So, those people are good. We're not concerned about them. But, a contester coming into the picture will heat that race up a little bit depending on, what's going on. So, but back to what's going on with the city council and the mayors, right? So for mayors that are people that are candidates, we have Mark LaJoy, we have Steve Kelly, we have Dr. Jaquitra Bryant. We have Mr. Isaiah Hughley, and we have one more, Miss Kogel, Joanne Kogel. That's 5.
That's it.
Yeah, so those are the people that we have right now actively running for mayor.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts? How do you think they're doing so far?
It's kind of still a little too early to tell. Not a lot of, everybody's campaigning. Everybody's, declared. So it's kind of a little early to tell. But I say it's between Kogel and Mr. Isaiah Hughley. That's my opinion. Like, I don't see Mr. LaJoy having a shot. I don't see Dr. Bryant having a shot, or Mr. Kelly.
At all.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And so what's interesting about that is that, I don't watch the boxing and the, what do you call it?
MMA or?
None of that stuff, right? I don't watch it. But I seen that one with the man, and he did this number right here, and he was like, get your hands out of my face, and da-da-da-da-da. Now, of course, I'm not suggesting that that's how people should conduct themselves in a campaign. But when I saw Mr. LaJoy and Steve Kelly doing a podcast together, I just knew they weren't taking this situation seriously at all. Like, who does that? And they got on there to, you know, join it up against one candidate, right? Which is Mr. Hughley. Like, they want to make sure that in any opportunity they get, they can paint him in a bad light. And what it did, in my opinion, is paint them in a bad light, because they are, seriously, they can't be taken this serious at all.
Well, I think that's part of playing the game, is to smear campaign.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
come
just
together
part
and
of,
do that.
Well, not come together, not that part.
Yeah, like
you shouldn't be forming some kind of alliance with your opponent. Like, I don't get that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, you know, they had them together on a podcast. The next thing you know, he had Jason Patterson on the podcast. And Jason Patterson endorses Mark LaJoy. And so I was confused about that, because I did see, you know, Kelly and Patterson hanging out a little bit. And so I thought maybe he had endorsed.
Really?
Yeah. I thought he had endorsed and was supporting Kelly. Comes to find out, Mark LaJoy is the best candidate for him.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because Kelly has an African-American wife. Maybe he can't
No,
get down.
no.
No.
Not at all.
You know, because Mr. LaJoy is gun-ho, you know, conservative and Republican. So maybe, you know, that's his better choice. Because Kelly he's back and forth. I don't know.
What do you mean back and forth?
He's back and forth. You know, he's in and down with the African-American community. He's got an African-American wife. That's not so conservative and Republican, you know, across the line.
Listen, these guys are MAGA supporters.
Ooh.
So no matter which, you can say conservative, you can say all day you're conservative, but at the end of the
And
day.
what do you think about the fact that they say that they're MAGA supporters, but here's Auntie. They're MAGA supporters, but they are hanging out, like, you know, Mark LaJoy has this little black girl that's on the show with him, you know, that supports him, and she's a MAGA person too. And then I see Chris Patterson, or what's not Chris, Jason Patterson. You know, he's hanging out with African-American people. You know, he's showing up to, yes, honey, what are you saying, really? He's showing
Jason
up.
Patterson?
Yes.
Showing up to where? You mean Steve Kelly, or you mean
Jason,
showing
honey.
up to where?
He was at Sherry's launch for her grand opening. I see him in pictures with other African-American people. So he claims, my whole point is that they're conservative MAGA supporters of a racist president, of a president that has felonies, and he's a pedophile and he's a rapist. But in the same second breath, they'll say, you know, they love everybody. They can get along with everybody. And I feel like there's a strategy to that. I feel like they're getting in where they can fit in to learn more and to take it back and to discuss it and to strategize. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't.
Of course, you don't subscribe to that kind of thoughts.
No, it's not that I don't subscribe. I don't. That doesn't. To me, that doesn't make sense. If you sincerely support President Trump, then why you would try to go in and get in and fit in somewhere else that doesn't agree with the Trump administration?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't.
Well, I don't know. They mask it as, you know, I can get along with everybody. I can like everybody. But I don't feel like, honestly, that's the truth, because your actions have already spoken very loud on where you stand. So, like, that's the confusion for me.
Well, yeah, for me, I can't sit and with a good conscience hang out with somebody who's supporting what's going on with the Trump administration. Like, they are tearing this country apart.
Yeah.
And I'm not Republican or Democrat.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm just a person who's concerned about the country.
Right.
So, yeah, I can't sit with somebody who's championing what Trump is doing, as if he's doing something good.
Right.
Now, to those who support him, to them, yeah, he's doing great things. You can't convince them otherwise.
And
Case in point, my coworker, who is die hard, he got Trump all over everything. And that's fine, man. If that's what you choose to, you know what I mean? But I mean, at some point, you got to be able to open your eyes and see exactly what is going on in this country.
Right.
Like,
and I don't believe they don't see it. That's the whole situation. I don't think they don't see it. They don't care.
Well, and that's why I believe, you know, when people say they're a Democrat or Republican, to me, that's just further dividing the country. because we're divided by religion, we're divided by politics,
yes,
we're divided by sex, and that's just further dividing the country. Like,
well,
I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. All I care about is right and wrong, and your morals.
That is the foundation of this earth. You got male and female. If males have parts and females have parts, there's separation. You have, starting, in the Bible, that's the foundation.
You want to go there?
We won't, but
okay.
That is the foundation of how people think and how things are organized and compartmentalized in this country. So there's going to be separation, hot and cold. You got to choose in certain instances something. You can't just, I'm just going to everything. It has to be some form of structure and organization about things. And so what happens is, of course, morals and values are the foundation of what's right and wrong for us.
Okay.
However, it's where it lands with how this world and system has organized it. That's where we choose, how we choose.
Yeah, like I said, I don't like it. I don't like it because people like the guy was just saying all these things. The Democrats this and the Democrats that. They're still your fellow man. They're still U.S. citizens.
Who said that?
My coworker.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's
listen,
upset with Democrats. You know what I mean?
Well,
at the end of the day, these people are still human, still U.S. citizens, and they're still your fellow Americans.
So, again, therein lies the problem. So, but this is what I want to ask, because he has Trump all over the place, and because he, proudly, is a MAGA supporter, like, would you hang out and be like, hey, buddy, let's take a picture together. Hey, buddy, let's go out and eat together. Hey, buddy, give me a ride and let's go and have dinner. Like, would you, I heard the answer, but would you conduct yourself in that way, because you believe that he's a human being and
No, I couldn't hang with him.
Okay.
Because of what they stand for.
Okay.
Like, they don't stand for justice, peace, and equality.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't hang out with you because you stand for something. You stand for the opposite.
Right.
So,
right.
Nah, we can't hang out. I can respect you, and we can have a conversation, and we can agree to disagree.
Right.
But we can't hang out, though.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and to me, people, I don't understand if they just don't understand that, or if it's the God thing that's, I got to be kind and loving to everybody, that instructs people to, align themselves with pedophiles and rapists and people who support that type of behavior. Like, we're not making this stuff up. You can look on records and news outlets that this is actually true.
Yeah.
So when, do you draw the line? And some people refuse to draw the line because it's a comfort thing, or it's, not let me close this door because I might need something later, from this situation.
No, right is right and wrong is wrong. And Malcolm X said you can't be so patriotic that you're blind. And that's what we got going on. People are so patriotic and American this and American that they're blind to what the president is doing.
Right. Well, I think they align with it. I think there is.
Well, yeah, some people are blind and others.
They're happy about it. Like, they are a demographic of people that would have supported that we were 3/5 of a person, that would have supported that we remain and stay, enslaved.
Yeah.
So it's people who have that mindset, who feel superior, who align with the behavior and the things that he has going on within the United States.
Well, white supremacy is alive and well. Like,
and so that speaks volumes.
We can't discount that. Like, that's alive and well.
Yeah, and it speaks volumes. That's all I'm saying. It speaks volumes. And so people will, you just downplay what just is in your face, the truth. Like, they're telling you, I'm a conservative and I'm a MAGA. They're telling you this, and you still, give them the benefit of the doubt, or you allow them to come into your space and show up and talk down about other African American people. Like, you already know better. Like, I believe, and I will say this, like, I carry myself in a way that certain things you already know. Don't even try it. Like, you already know that. I believe you do that too. When, as a culture of people, are we going to get to that point collectively? Because we we all see things differently. And because of that,
I need you to elaborate.
Because of
As
that,
a culture.
you know what I mean by culture.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get to. Like, yeah, you have to take care of your home, your own home
Your
first.
first ministry is your own home.
Okay, meaning in our community, the African American community is marginalized and is at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so if that's the case, in order to level the playing field, or if we want equality, if you say you want equality, then you want the south sides of town to look like the north sides of town.
That's right.
If you claim to want equality.
That's right.
But again, don't listen to what people say. Watch what people do.
Absolutely.
And then that will show you.
It speaks very loud.
Yeah. So that's all I'm saying.
And on the very same road to say South Lumpkin, to get to the golf course, to get to the what else is back there? Westfield
to get
to the park back there.
Yeah.
It's like a sheer transition. Like it's a drop off when you transition to that part of the town on that road to the other parts of the town.
Right.
And now, just, in certain parts across the street, you have that very nice library. How could they put a nice library like that across the street from trash?
Why is all that money put into the library in the first place when there's other things that have priority over that? That's my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
then now it's the school. That's their school money. So it wasn't city money. School money put that library there.
No.
Yeah. So Aunt Johnson said it's never gone any. It's always been out there. It's just hidden so well in many ways. Absolutely, it's repackaged and rebranded today. Gaslighting and dismissing and all kinds of stuff today. Yeah.
Vigilante Inc. Aunt Val. If you haven't seen that documentary, is it called Vigilante Inc.?
Yes.
Vigilante Inc. True the Vote. TRUTHEVOTE. They are suppressing votes. Now we know in Georgia alone, or was in Columbus alone, it was over 4,000, upwards of 4,000 votes.
And for anybody to make excuses for that.
Yeah, you can't make excuses for it. I mean, you can, but you're trying to hide something.
For anybody to make excuses for that and just be like, oh, it's no big deal. That is unreal.
Yeah, True the Vote. If y'all don't know anything about True the Vote, please do your due diligence. Look up True the Vote so you can see what they are up to. They are purposely challenging voters' rights. Case in point, Mr. Turner, who is a veteran. Yes. You know what I mean? Fought and died for this country. And his vote was challenged. Right. And he didn't know it until he sent in his mail-in ballot is what he did. Right. Well, no. Yeah, he said because he was deployed to California. Right. So then, and then the thing is that yes, his vote was challenged, but then he had to jump through so many hoops as a veteran. Yeah. They expected him to come back in person and prove who he was. Right. On Army duty. Right. So it's the whole process of making somebody that's currently serving your country so you can enjoy the freedoms that you have to jump through hoops to prove they are a resident. Yeah. That don't make no sense. Yeah, it's real. And like Aunt Val said, it's still white supremacy and racism is still alive and well. So just like they were trying to intimidate voters during the civil rights movement, they're still trying to do the same thing now, just they're using a different tactic to do it. Right. And it has evolved to AI and lists and things of that nature. Yeah. And so they're being smart about it because over 4,000 votes. And, people will say that, it wasn't a particular group of people, but we heard Mr. What's his name? Turner? No, what's the white actor? Oh, Martin Sheen. We heard Mr. Sheen say first it was African American people. They say black, but I like to say African American people. First it was African American people, and then it was African American people and brown people. Yeah. And that's referring to the Hispanic culture, and then Asian people. So those were the targets. And it's too easy to go into a database and push what you need to come out. And then they said that African American men, they call them mules, were being paid $10 an hour or something like that. To stuff ballot boxes.
So now that's what contributes to them being in Fulton County this past week, taking their boxes and things of that nature, because, you know, they're investigating this type of stuff. All of this stuff right here is happening because we are in election season, and they are trying to make sure that people are either intimidated or their votes are not, they're suppressed. Both the boxes, right, gave people the convenience of not having to stand in those lines for a long time in the heat. So if they take those away, that lowers the vote turnout.
Yeah, it's a dirty game, but it's being played right in front of your face. So if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it.
And so the thing is don't take what I say, don't take what he says. We are making you aware.
Right.
You have Google, you have your way of searching and confirming and verifying. Do your work to make sure you understand what's going on. We're going to bring it to your attention, whether people like it or not, because awareness is so important. And if we don't know about it, we can't do nothing about it.
Right. And a lot of misinformation is being spread. That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
They're spreading misinformation. And through the vote, you know, judges have ruled, but they don't even have facts. Like, they're challenging people's addresses and challenging people's, you know, credentials and stuff, but they don't even have, like, what they're doing is making up their own rules, basically.
Right.
So,
and it could be as simple as they send a letter to your home and it's returned. Then that means they can challenge your vote, you know? Simple things like that. Or it could be as simple as you're a college student and you registered where you're going to college now and you forgot not to get off the rolls here. Your votes can be challenged. So that's why it's so important that you check your registration status, that you stay on top of it, and that also that you use your voice to speak up to people in your community that we don't know, that somebody else doesn't know, that's sharing this information. Because, you know, what do they say? Knowledge is power. But it doesn't stop at that. It's what you use it, how you use it.
If it's applied.
If it's applied, that truly matters. So that's what's important. It's like, you know, we're going to bring awareness to things that may be uncomfortable. But don't stop there. Do your due diligence, do your research, use whatever tactics you need to confirm and verify, and make yourself smart. That's at the very least what we could hope for. You know?
Right. So they were founded in 2009. They're a 50c3 nonprofit. The founder is Catherine Engelbrecht, and their base is in Texas. So, it says they're a conservative-leaning nonprofit organization, but they're not nonprofit. And they're MAGA supporters. That's what they are.
Yeah.
They're a group of MAGA supporters who are out here suppressing votes and trying to paint the picture and you know, drive this narrative that the elections are fixed is what they're trying to do.
Right. And then that brings in the federal government to take over the state level situations. Because when you say there's a problem or, you know, there's issues, then that means somebody needs to come in and fix what y'all have broken. And that's exactly the tactic they're using. She says exactly, it's just resurfacing again back in the day. And, you know, people don't like to hear that. They don't like to hear it. They get upset. They get defensive. When people say it's Jim Crow all over again, repackaged, people get upset. But this is what I want people to understand. When people have lived on this earth and they have experienced Jim Crow, they know what they're talking about. They know what it looks like. So who am I, or who is anybody younger than them to tell them what they're talking about is not true?
Yeah, they don't necessarily have to be younger. They can be older and be from the Jim Crow era and still
know,
be in denial.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And no, just like the gentleman at the elections board meeting, white guy, older gentleman, he sits there and tells me it's not true. And I said, okay, I'm not going to argue and go back and forth with you. But this is what I mean. You cannot, from your life experience, you cannot sit there and try to tell me about mine or any other African American person, because that just proves how you feel superior and how you feel that what is right for you is right for other people. And we know that's not the truth.
Right.
We know it's not the truth.
Right. And some of these people, we get, there are people out there who are
helpful,
doing wrong when it comes to voting.
Yeah.
but they're trying to challenge everybody.
Listen.
You know what I mean? They're trying to people who are eligible and doing it right, they're still trying to challenge.
And having to jump through hoops to prove, and that's what's not right about it.
Yeah.
That's what's not okay. But when the facts come back, it's majority, the Republican Party that's listed, that has been breaking the rules and filing more ballots than one ballot and things of that nature. They are specifically noted as breaking the rules and things against the law, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so 2,000 Mules, watch that documentary, and Vigilante Inc. Those two, you need to definitely watch those. Vigilante Inc., 2,000 Mules.
Yeah, and so we even have people locally here on social media that are censoring information because they do not want it to get out. They do not want certain things to get out. I shared that after watching the, how you say it, honey?
Vigilante.
Yeah, Inc. And learning that Chick-fil-A and some other companies.
Was it Lowe's or was it?
Home Depot. Was it Home Depot? And then I also think the Georgia Electric companies.
Were, Georgia Power.
Yeah, big donors to Kemp, to Governor Kemp, and big donors to their MAGA supporters, right? So it's like Major Turner said, like, after you watch that documentary, if it didn't do something for you, then I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Immediately, I felt discombobulated. Immediately, I was able, I'm what kind of member? I'm like one of the at the top members for Chick-fil-A. That's my place. I loved to go to Chick-fil-A.
Well, it used to be our place.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, but after watching that, cold turkey, shut it down. You will not see me in another Chick-fil-A. I can't willfully knowingly support organizations that they smile, and this is how they get us. They smiling in our face. They're providing the best customer service, top quality food, but we're funding their ability to fund things that hurt us as a culture.
Yeah, that's why that's why we have to be
Informed, yeah.
Informed, mindful, and pay attention to who's lobbying for who.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because these candidates are getting donations from these people.
Yeah, supporting them.
Right. So, you got to pay attention because you won't know if you're not paying attention.
And that's the truth. And then when you do know and you still continue to operate in a manner that contributes and supports that, like, I don't know what to say. I don't understand, what to say. People will get on social media and brag about Chick-fil-A and things of that nature, which they have the right to do. But once you, like you said for the quote today, once you know better, you're supposed to do better. And we can't continue to fund engines that are funding our demise.
Well, sometimes it takes a little longer.
With a smile, honey.
It takes a little longer for some. You know what I mean?
With a smile. And locally, you want a donation? Sure, of course, because the donation means nothing as compared to what they're giving. And you understand what I'm saying? And how overall the big picture is creating demise for our community.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to unpack. It's a lot to pay attention to. And of course, like we can't have eyes and ears on everything. It's important for everybody to do their part and, get in where you fit in, because everybody has a different passion about different things. And so I feel honestly like, that's where you need to really pay attention and bring things to light so people learn, because like I give an example, kitchen food duty and stuff like that, that's not going to be for me. So, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that could be going wrong in the food industry. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you showed me stuff like the meat is not real, or they're 3D printing meat and stuff like that.
Printing food. Like, if you're not aware, do your due diligence.
That's not my passion, though. So I'm not going to be in that deep like that. But this right here is my passion. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But we need people that's passionate about this 3D meat and foolery and stuff to be letting us know that that's the community that we need. Like, get in where your passion is and let people know, make us aware of what's going on. Because who wants 3D meat, honey? Who knew they could print meat in the first place. Like, that's weird.
It is weird, but it's happening. It's happening. And people are eating it and not knowing that it's been 3D printed. Like, restaurants are doing this. So, yeah, you got to do your own research. But, yeah, restaurants are doing it.
So our foodie people, right? Our foodie people in the communities that love food, like, we need you to get hot and let us know what's going on.
Yeah, your beef is being 3D printed because they're taking DNA from animals and then they're manufacturing this food through. Yeah, so that's how they're doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just like they're able to clone, they're able to 3D print food.
That is just gross. Yeah, that's gross. That's gross.
Like when you're eating out to dinner, you're not gonna know. They're not gonna tell you. And even if
you
you ask them,
check that out.
Yeah, check it out. I'm telling you, it's serious. It's serious.
Okay, and so another thing that I wanted to talk about too, honey, is our elections. Is it Elections and Registrations Board? Let me see. Let me look at my notes. I can make sure I get the name. The Muskogee County Election and Registration Board that we have here. So the next meeting is February 5th at 2 p.m. And they have it across from the library on Macon Road at the Citizen Center and the Chambers situation. I went to one of the meetings. I was on the agenda to, ask about some things and to discuss some things. I did, in fact, I did an open records request for the dismissal that they discussed that happened with the case or what have you. With a Mary, I can't remember the company that was asking for records and things of that nature. But I did, in fact, receive the open records request. And so it's a lot of documents to go through. The names, all the names of all the people who were challenged were present on the documents. The letter from Mr. Alton Mitchell or Russell is present as well. They did not redact any information, but what I shared, I did redact his address, his signature, his FedEx tracking number, things of that nature. So you can find the information on social media, our social media page. You can see wherever the post is, the receipts are either in the comments as a picture, so you can see that. But I also wanted to talk to our community about meeting transparency. Right now, we don't know what's going on outside of an agenda and the meetings minutes. I would like for us to be able to see it on video and live stream it as well. And so I plan to go back and follow up and see, what's the decision, because I did put it in writing. I did ask them if they would be willing to do that. There was already a gentleman there working their sound. I'm sure he could just easily live stream it so we can see him. Everybody can't get off at 2 o'clock to show up to those meetings. But everybody deserves access. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's a huge problem. And like you said, everybody deserves access, and everybody needs to be able to see exactly what's happening in these meetings and what they're voting on. So yeah,
and some people will say it's old news, that 2020. But guess what? Trump is in the office right now, and 2020 is because while he was in Fulton County trying to get ballot boxes, right? So, we got to be aware of our history. We got to understand what happened, and we got to be prepared for what's going on right now. And if you don't know what happened then, I doubt there's many people who realized all of those votes were challenged. I doubt it.
We didn't know until we found the information. But it's a dirty game, like I said. And if you're not doing your own due diligence, and if you're not stay on top of this stuff, you'll miss it easily.
And if people aren't sharing the information, we got to do our part with that. So live stream, and then also on YouTube, so we can go back and look at it. And the other thing that I feel they need to do better is, and I could know and see this if I could watch the meetings. Do the board members reach out to citizens when they make their decisions or before they make their decisions? So
I don't think so, because they don't do that at the city council level.
They're supposed to.
But they don't.
Honey, they're supposed to.
But tell me, are they reaching out to the citizens? Tell me.
They are supposed to now. They are supposed to.
They are supposed to. But
Right.
supposed to and actually doing it.
Don't get me started
I'm
now.
just asking.
Don't get me started.
But what you asked the question, though.
Most of them do not respond to their emails and things of that nature. So, they be up there saying, I, on whose behalf is what I want to know.
Wow.
Yeah.
And like you said, people have a responsibility also to show up to meetings and to be informed. Like, it's not all on elected officials.
Yes.
We have a part to do, too.
Absolutely. But in this, I won't say but in addition to that, in this 2026 digital age, everything should be accessible to us via live stream and YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, do everything you can to make sure that people are well informed. And then you don't have to be defensive or get mad or get upset when people are asking questions or they're putting stuff out there and you don't agree with it. You don't have to get, I don't want to make an appointment to have to talk to you. I want to be able to go on the website and find the stuff and see it for myself. And so with that, August 2025, there was a young man shot and killed inside the rec center for Shirley B. Winston. Yeah. And you can reference that on WTVM. Just here this past month, January 18th, 2 people were injured. They were transported to the hospital. You can also find that reference on WTVM within less than 6 months. Yeah. So we're getting ready to have an election in May. At the last meeting, I heard them say they were going to go forth with having the place open to the public while people come in and vote. Yeah. Well, to somebody that doesn't have to vote there, they may not care. Right. But did you reach out to the citizens? Did you do a poll? Did you send a letter out? Did you do anything to reach out to people and see how they felt about having to go to a place and vote where
all this violence is taking place?
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
That's all I'm asking. Like go. I mean, I don't think that's above and beyond. I think that's the standard, and the standards are so low here in Columbus. And that frustrates me.
Well, yeah. And then there's a question or a matter of should they close this location? You know what I mean? Because of the violence.
And find another agree. Place?
Yeah, I don't think they should close it.
Right.
Because like you said, they could regulate the hours and they could put security or law enforcement there. Right. Because of these incidents, they need law enforcement, obviously.
And I think I have to double check, they may have law enforcement there. But for me, it's just like where we go and vote, this is not a concern. Yeah, but we go in. So I like to do early voting. So if I go to early voting, then I'm going right there on Macon Road to the Citizen Center. I am not concerned about anybody coming in and shooting or, someone dying in there or anything. I walk in with peace, no issues. The other place where we vote, same thing. Yeah. So I feel it should be like that for everybody. Like everybody should have a peace of mind. And when you got people coming in and out, you don't know who they are or what they got going on or who upset today and who got plans to do this today. Yeah. That's anxiety, unnecessarily anxiety that people in the community might have. And who knows what's the word on the streets? Well, I ain't going up there today. Yeah. So it's deterring votes. So that's all I'm saying. Like, this is just basic planning and common sense and, care for your community that you consider as opposed to we're just going to keep it open. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be a lot of changes. They definitely need security. They need to change the hours around election time. You know what I mean? For people that's voting and people who are coming there for Parks and Rec, their hours need to be different days. Or different time. Yeah. And then too, it's like, well, they say the kids need somewhere to go and the kids need something to do. They can play outside on those days or something. I don't know, because to me, it's not a life or death situation that they are not able to go into the Parks and Recs, during the voting period. It's not life or death to me. Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll keep y'all informed and up to date on what we hear and find out. About the situation. And if you care about it, if you're locally here and you care about it, then I would ask you also to inquire with. I don't know how the people were appointed to be on the board, but there's one Republican, there's one Democrat, and then there's 3 other people. that sit on the board. And of course, Nancy Bourne is the board director. I don't think she makes any decisions. Like, she may be a tiebreaker. I don't know how that works. So, the decisions don't ultimately fall on her. She's at the mercy, I believe, of the board. But those board members, they are or should be at the mercy of the citizens. And that's all we're asking is that you take the time to actually reach out, like have a town hall or do something.
Yeah.
And if I missed it, and if I'm just, didn't know about it, put it in the comments.
Yeah, we got to do more, research and find out more about it. But yeah, it definitely needs to be.
And I would like for you to put in the comments if you has that election board reached out to you, have they asked you your thoughts and your feelings on, closing down during election time? Like, have they given any alternative methods or opportunities? Put it in the comments and let us know. Because that's what democracy, that's what government is all about, is making sure everybody feels okay. Because just like I shared, I can go into my voting precincts, you go into your voting precinct, we're greeted with a smile, we're happy. Your old teacher is there and she's like, oh, George, and there's no anxiety watching over your shoulder or feeling like something might happen to you. And this is very serious. It's just very serious.
Yeah, they got to change it.
Yeah.
So, and I think they will. You know what I mean? I think they will. But
I hope so.
I think so. Yeah.
I hope so. All right.
Yeah. So we can transition or segue into the city council candidates that are running.
Okay. Okay.
And
all right. District 1, we have Miss Gaskins and Miss Barnes.
Right.
Miss Gaskins has put out a notice that you will not see her in any forums.
Yeah.
She will be in the community. And District, what's the next one? 7.
Yeah.
You have Mr. Kelly. Yeah, Mr. Kelly. You have Becca Sajak. And then we have an undeclared, not official, Mr. Everett, who's entered the race as well. We think, because, he's not declared officially.
Yeah.
All right. And then you have District 9.
Yep.
District 9, you have Dr. Van Dorn. I think I said his name correctly.
Listen, District 9 has heated up.
Dr. Marsh.
Yeah.
You have Dr. Cooks. And then, dun, 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 I need my little situation.
Yeah, drum roll, please.
Yes. Mr. Anchor has entered the race, right? And so, some people have a concern because they say it's a gentleman's understanding and how do you say that, honey? A gentleman's understanding or something like that, that if you have been appointed to the seat, that you don't run for the seat. So this is how I feel about that, right? The man has ran multiple times. We already knew, like, this is in his blood. He wants to be the mayor. He wants to be on the city council.
Right.
He's going to do it, right? Those city council people who appointed him, they didn't care about the gentleman's understanding or whatever the case may be.
Of course not.
They put him in that seat for one thing only, and he delivered.
He did.
And now, who knows what back deals were put in place, and we'll support you if you run.
Right.
So that's where we're at with that. Mr. Anchor has declared he's got to run. He's got a taste of sitting up there in that seat.
Yes, he has.
And I'm not thinking he's going anywhere. Watch out, Columbus.
No.
Watch out.
Because it's already been proven. The citizens do not want you in there, sir. It's
But
been
listen,
proven.
they might have changed his mind.
No.
Giving him an opportunity to sit up there and see how he governs, people may have changed their mind,
Listen,
honey.
after the tongue wrestling with him and the mayor, no. I'm trying to tell you.
Some people might like that kind of life, honey. They probably was here for it.
No, because they didn't just get wind of Mr. Anchor. They have known about this guy. He's been a staple in Columbus for a long time. So they didn't just...
people like...
they didn't just
Stephen
figure out
Kelly?
who he was.
I think he liked it. I think he was here for it.
Yeah, well, he's a MAGA supporter, so of course he likes it.
Absolutely.
Well,
Okay, so I'm just saying he probably heated up the base a little bit to put him in as compared to the rest of the candidates.
no,
If they don't want to see him in there now.
No. I think District 9 is going to consist of two candidates, man. Anchor's not one. Well, okay, I take that back.
I don't know.
Because he had a shot. It was a runoff when he ran last time.
Absolutely.
So he does have a shot, but I don't
think he has a shot over Dr. Cooks. I think he has a shot over Dr. Marsh. And, you know, I like Dr. Van Dorn for the position.
Okay.
And this is my education background speaking up here. I like him for the position because he has the back. I got to send you a video of what he spoke about in the city council meeting.
Please do.
It was on point, honey.
Please do.
And that's the type of leadership that we need in those seats. People who have a knowledge of what they know what they're doing. They're not afraid to talk about what's going on with the city councilors right now. He's not afraid. He don't sit there and say, oh, I'm not going to talk about the council, or I'm not going to judge the council. That's foolery. Leaders don't do that. Leaders call things for what they are. But anyway, so I like what he potentially could bring to the table. I just don't know if he's doing a good job with, you know, getting out there in the community and reaching everybody that he needs to reach. But credential and like substance wise, I like it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
send me the video.
I will.
Yeah, and I got to do some more research. I haven't had a chance to meet the guy yet, but
yes, I will. And so and so that's where I stand with that. And so Mr. Anchor, like you said, he was a runoff person, and he might have gained. You know, he might have lit up his fire for his base people a little bit more to make it on in that seat, honey.
No.
I don't know now.
People have spoken twice.
I don't know.
Not once.
My discernment
twice.
is telling me he might have a chance. I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, he might be one of the finalists.
Yeah.
Just like he was last time.
Yeah. But see, you got Dr. Cooks and Dr. Marsh. They're splitting a vote right there. Major.
That's what they said about Dr. Leonard and Dr. Marsh last time.
Who? They split votes?
Right.
But they were at the bottom. That's all I'm saying. So that means that leaves room for somebody like Anchor to be at the top. That's all I'm saying.
The people have spoken.
No,
they have spoken twice. They don't want this guy. They didn't want him for mayor. They didn't want him for District 9 seat
the
last time.
African American people have spoken. But yes, they don't want him. But I'm trying to say that he may have riled up his base enough to bring folks out of the woodwork and get him in that seat. So I'm just saying, we mark this, clock that, or however they say it,
Listen,
so we can come back and visit this.
We will.
Just that's, I don't know.
But all I'm saying is his name has been out there.
But
like,
think about
people know this guy. He's a businessman in Columbus. People know who he is.
The dynamics have changed, honey. That's all I'm saying. Because think about the people who appointed him in the seat. If they wanted him in that seat to accomplish, there's a backdoor deal possibly that their supporters are going to support him this time.
But they could have, just think about this for a second. They could have gotten him in there the formal way.
Who?
If that was the case.
No,
why
we're not
wait?
talking about that now.
Yeah, but why wait until this happens?
Because he's delivered. You know, when you deliver, you gotta pay.
But what I'm trying to say is, they, like you said, backroom deals are being had all the time.
Right.
So why would they wait until this moment?
Honey, they owe him. All District 5 and 6 and whoever voted and appointed him in, they owe him, honey. They owe him support. I imagine he's going to get it, honey. I imagine he's going to get it.
If he was going to get it, he would have gotten it last time.
Well.
And he would have gotten it when he ran for mayor.
I'm not so sure. That's all I'm going to say is I'm not so sure. That verdict is still out for me.
I don't see it
now, in District 7, you know, Becca, right? She's pandering at this point, and she's went out into the African American community. Yeah. And, you know, she took a picture, and she was more separate than you and I with the African American people on this side, like way over here. And so, you know, she needs to have several seats. Like, I know that she may have the support of Uptown and, you know, everything that's going on Broadway and you know, that side of District 7.
Yeah.
But we are looking for people who are going to effectively serve the areas that are underserved for consistently years and years and years. That's what we need. That's what we want. And she's not it.
Yeah. And if you drive through certain parts of Columbus, well, the south side to be exact, or if you drive around District 7, you'll see what we're talking about.
Right.
Like, if you go on Broadway and Uptown, they have beautified this area. They're bringing business to this area.
It stays on point, yeah.
Listen, they're trying to put a soccer complex in this area. But when you go south of Victory Drive, it starts to get real.
Yeah. And so
Hamilton Road, it gets real.
Right.
Areas like that.
All of that. Yes. Rose Hill area.
Oh, yeah.
District 31901.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just ridiculous that, you know, the blight and And so we shared a video about what the mayor, Andre is his name. What he
Andre
did
Dickens in Atlanta.
In Atlanta. Listen, that's the kind of fire we are looking for. That's the kind of heat we are looking for. Somebody to bring that to the table, that conviction, that care to the table for our communities. It's time out for, electing these people like Becca and Kogel who don't even have the wherewithal to do anything for our communities, at all. So
well, and that's why I talk about the citizens have a job to do and a responsibility to properly vet these candidates, because candidates are going out here just saying whatever. Oh, I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna and we're gonna play spades together and we're gonna
not spades.
I'm just telling you, that's what's happening, and they're trying to make people feel good and telling people what they want to hear. And some people are voting based on that. And
we can't fall for it. Trunk or treats are not enough. We need to raise the standards, folks. Trunk or treats is not going to cut it. Hot dogs is not going to cut it. No. We need real economic development. We need people who are going to hold these business owners accountable for the blight and the trash and the foolery they have going on in their properties. They would not be able to get away with that stuff on Whittlesey Drive, Bradley Park, in Midland Commons. They would not.
Not at all.
Meanwhile, I do understand that the demographics are different, right? And a lot of this extra work that is having to be done, is not always the case. I get it. But that's why you need leadership that's going to be able to handle it, to influence from the core what's going on. Pride issues.
Knowledgeable leadership.
Yes. And so, that brings us to Mr. Kelly, who's District 7, running for District 7. And then this undeclared person, Mr. Everett, who has kind of put out there that he's running. I don't, now I'm going to tell you this.
Okay.
Every event that we've been to, most times, we've seen Mr. Kelly there.
Right.
So we know him going on some years. Like, we've seen him in the community, right? We know who he is. We also know that his job and what he does and what he's been doing for the past 7 years is hands on the ground with the community. Funding, budgets, things of that nature. So, okay, we know. Do you know Mr. Everett?
I don't know.
You're from Columbus, Georgia?
Well, there's other candidates, though. It's across the board.
We're talking right here on these.
I don't know. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I haven't seen him at city council meetings ever. Maybe. Like when a lot of stuff was going on with the problem with city manager. Yeah, I remember seeing him there. I remember seeing him standing with IMA on the news and things of that nature. But that's just like within these past couple of months, like nothing else prior to that. Now, I've done some research, stuff has been shared. I've seen that he's done protests before here locally in the area. But this is how I feel, and this one is across the board.
Okay.
When candidates point out that things have been like this for years, or it's been 10 years, or it's been 6 years, and what have you done as a leader that you want us to elect you for to fix these things? Because you don't need a title or a position to do that stuff. And that's what I want voters to understand. Don't bet on what they are telling you they want to do and they're gonna do. What are they doing right now?
Right.
Because they can fix some stuff right now as a private citizen. And if they're not doing that, if you have not seen them in the community, doing things, they're not going to do it later. Right.
Yeah. Again, we got to hold them accountable, and we gotta properly vet these candidates to make sure that that their actions going to speak just like their words.
Yeah.
And you don't trust somebody. Like, you don't give them power and then trust them.
Right.
They got to build trust first. And like you said, if nobody's seen you or heard of you, or there's nothing we can point to show what you've done or what you're currently doing.
Right. And so, we're out in the community, spreading ourselves to different things. Martin Luther King Trail, picking up trash, all down that Carver Hill. It was tough, we've been throughout the communities, planting trees, different things. We have been throughout the community, different places, what have you. And if we haven't seen you, like, I think if you're running for an elected seat, like, we should at least know who you are or have seen you in the community doing some work. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't understand how the area, did you say south of Columbus? Yes. It's so underdeveloped because Columbus is so heavily populated by the military. Yes, Auntie, but guess what? When you come to Georgia, for me, when you come from Georgia, from out of state, they tell you to move to Midland.
Yeah.
That's what they told me. The safest places is to move to Midland. Anything above Macon Road.
Yeah.
Anything below that, they tell you to stay away from that, right? So a lot of your military family is on out in Midland, in different areas like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of your local people who live and who've grown up in these areas are closer to those areas, and those are the areas that are not being served. So yeah, they cater to the military.
Yeah.
They cater to military that move further out and make sure their stuff is developed and nice, and people who move out, I won't just say military, but it's closer to the south area and to the fort, to the base, where it's a mess.
Yeah. Yeah, the south side is District 7 is bad. District 3
It's bad.
is bad. So, yeah, it's a lot of work to be done, and we can't afford for candidates to get in there who's not going to do the work or who hasn't been doing the work.
That part.
And we keep saying it. So
That part. And so that's
it's easy for us
a
to-
consistent thing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just, it's not a light switch. It's a lifestyle. If you are a public servant, then we're going to know that you're out there picking up trash. We're going to know that you're out there having initiatives to build communities and help people. It's not something you're just doing right now because it's election season. And I
Right.
mean, clearly people can see through that.
Well, not clearly.
Well, I hope so. And, and then we had one candidate, with a little trash bag or what have you, a little grocery bag, recording himself picking up trash before a meeting. The foolery. So, so that's District 7, right?
Yeah.
Those two candidates right now. And so, of course, some people have shared that they're not happy that, the spoiler situation, all of a sudden, what's the agenda, what's the motive to all of a sudden, kind of put it out there that you're going to run for District 7. Like, where have you been while District 7? And that's for both candidates, really, Where have you been? We do know that one candidate is actively working on things that contribute to the community.
Right.
But what have you done and where have you been all of this time? Because you kind of just showed up when we had these issues with the city manager. That's kind of when I met him, is that he was on the news with these people, with is it IMA? Who is the council? The church people?
Yeah, the IMA.
The IMA, and the NAACP, and then also I may have remember him being in a couple city council meetings. But before that, no clue.
You talking about Mr. Averett?
Yes.
Yeah,
No
I
clue.
mean, yeah. People got to do your own research, do your own due diligence to properly vet the candidates to make sure that they are.
It's disrespectful. And I feel
think
like
so, too.
that's how people feel right now. It's disrespectful
Yeah.
to just show up out of the blue and, whether it be a popularity contest or because people know you and you like you, it is disrespectful to, us as a whole to play games like this.
Yeah, they say preparation is the key to success. And we can obviously tell the ones who prepared and the ones who are not prepared.
And who are playing games.
You know what I mean?
And who are also, we've also been, or I also understand that, we have people like Becca and people on her team who are asking other African-American people to run because they want to split the vote. They want to increase their opportunity to be able to take over a district that she does not deserve nor have the wherewithal to lead properly. And I don't care what she says about her work ethic and all of this good stuff like that. It's not going to cut it because it has not cut it with Kogel for these past 3 or so years that she's been.
Not at all.
And she drives through that area to her association meetings, which she loves so much because she's doing so much for, how is it, Golden Park? Golden Park. that she can pass by mattresses that's been there for 3 to 4 months. She can pass by tires. She can pass by high grass. She can pass by blight and not say a word. And then people have the audacity to say that it's not on her. Well, if it's not her responsibility as a counselor, then guess what? What do we need her for?
Right. Right.
So, that's how I feel about that for District 7. And then who else do we have?
For District 7?
That's it. That's District 7, then there's District 1. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
These ladies, both of them are different. They're different.
District 1?
Yeah, because Miss Gaskin says she's not coming out to any forums, right? And Miss Barnes, I don't think I see any social media for her whatsoever. So she's like mainly knocking on doors and seeing people too.
Yeah.
And I just want to share that it's so important that you use every avenue possible to reach people, because there's younger people who are on social media that you may not knock on their door and speak with them. And then there's people that need letters or what have you. So it's every avenue that's available to you to reach people. I think you should use it. And is it disrespectful to not show up to the forums? To just be like, I'm not coming?
I think so. I think that's mighty arrogant.
Woo!
I think that's mighty arrogant of you.
Yeah, and it might just be a protective measure too, because well, see, what I'm saying about that is that if you're trying to protect yourself, if you don't feel like you're going to be strong enough to handle these forums,
you shouldn't be running.
You don't need to. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't need to run. You don't need to be a city council person, because right here is going to be real with them forums and where it's at. Listen. People need to be able to ask you questions, and we need to see how you respond and everything.
Yeah. And you got to have thick skin to be running for public office.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be up there thin skin and up there offended and upset.
Or not around African American people. Listen,
that part too.
Yeah, you're comfortable around a little bit of them, and those ones that are good people, but the majority where you don't have control over what kind of African American people you're going to be around, you have just shut that down. Wow. That's weird. That is very weird. It's just unreal. It's unreal.
Okay. Now what about District 3?
Who is District 3? What we got going on in District 3?
We didn't talk about the candidates in District 3. We got a new candidate, right?
Who?
Mr. Huff is just endorsed.
Oh.
Man, come on now, man.
Oh, yes. Thank you, honey. Okay. Oh, yeah. So we got Zach Lee. We got Sherry Aaron. And then, of course, Mr.
But he hasn't declared yet, right?
Bruce Huff.
Yeah, the incumbent is Bruce Huff.
He stated at the last city council meeting that he's not going to run again, which I respect that. I respect that. I don't know the reasons behind why he decided to retire, but I respect that, because I feel like 67 is a good age to retire and allow some young, fresh blood to come in. Hopefully he will mentor, but this is where it gets. He already did recommend a person that he would prefer to sit in that seat, or maybe he endorses to sit in that seat, and that's Dr. Golden. Dr. Golden. And so I've already reached out to Dr. Golden to see had he launched his campaign yet, because I'm excited to learn some information about him and what he's going to bring to the table. Yeah. And he seems very settled, very structured, and with some substance.
But we still don't know.
Right. I'm just saying, Golden. So Golden is the new person, Dr. Golden. Yeah, so I'm interested to see what he brings to the table. And also it means a lot if, Mr. Huff recommended him publicly for everybody to know. And so when I reached out, he said he was, getting his core things together or what have you. And I can respect that. So you have Zach Lee and Sherry Aaron, who are right now actively running their campaigns, and I believe this past week Sherry had her launch at Niecy's barbecue, and so that looked to be a great turnout, and she had a very strong speech, and so I was proud to hear that her speech was strong as compared to her component. I've not heard anything yet that has been impressive.
So let me first say Dr. Jake Golden.
Okay,
Is his name.
Dr.
Jake Golden. He hasn't declared, but he's been endorsed by Mr. Bruce Huff.
Yes.
Again, for me, I haven't seen a lot from candidates that I would like to see. You know what I mean? Like their knowledge of what's currently the issues that are currently plaguing the city.
Right.
What they plan to do about it.
Right.
What they're not going to vote for. I haven't seen it.
And another thing,
I haven't heard it either.
You know, for me, and I'm just saying this, like I don't ever see myself running for any type of elected government.
Okay.
But if I was running for city council, and my current job did not impede, and conflict with the hours, I do believe I would be at every meeting, studying, making myself smart. Now, Mr. Van Dorn, I see him at meetings. I don't see him at meetings, but he has a track record of his reflection of what's going on. I like it. I gotta send it to you. I like it.
So listen. So
yes.
To me, I don't feel like the candidates have to necessarily go to I think you have to be knowledgeable. You know what I mean? Like you have to be knowledgeable about city council and what it entails.
Listen, well, that's the thing. That's the whole thing. They're not city council people at all. Like they have whole different lifestyles. Zach is a dancer, actor, producer. Sherry owns group homes, and I think she does events in the community. They're not city council people.
Okay.
And so you got people learning on the job, and because they're learning on the job, our city government is in disarray. And we don't want that. We don't want it. Right. So if you're running, I think you need to, if you don't know and you don't have the background, you need to
do the work first.
Yes.
Yeah, do the work first and then run.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, folks want to learn on the job. And that's doing the citizens a disservice, a huge disservice.
Because that's what we're seeing right now. Crab be up there talking about, well, I don't know, and I missed it or I didn't read, and they're backtracking and they're reactive, and there's no planning and there's no foresight, and we are paying the price.
Right.
$649,000 for somebody to come in and do a risk assessment when they paying people big money.
Right.
They can do that stuff.
Right. And like you talked about the mayor in Atlanta.
Yeah.
They could do the exact same thing in Columbus.
He is the mayor.
They can do the exact same thing with the budget and fund these projects that need to get done, like homelessness.
Yes.
And economic development if they wanted to.
If they wanted to.
And that's part of the problem.
And that is part of the problem. People like Mr. Davis will shut stuff down quick.
Because it doesn't align with what he wants to do.
With the money.
And his interests. Yeah.
Right. You're building a soccer complex, or you want to have a soccer, and you can't even make sure the homeless in your district is taken care of, honey. Right. They are taking over a church property with buggies.
They have taken it over.
Everywhere. Tents. Everywhere.
Yeah, they have taken
and
it
you
over.
are championing a soccer complex.
Pickleball.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's where the funds are going. Pickleball, baseball, entertainment.
Why not use that land to build homeless housing?
Well, and that's why we're saying we need to get people in there who are concerned about these things.
That care.
You know what I mean? Because baseball is not going to help Columbus. I don't care what they say. And show me the statistics that it is, or that it has in the past. We've had baseball teams before, several of them, and they failed. Why did they fail? Or why did they leave?
Oh, gosh.
I don't think this one's going to be any different. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they could have used that money, and we know very well they could put the money where it needs to go if they wanted to.
If they wanted to. And now
but listen, that's why it's so imperative to know how the budget works, where the SPLOS money is going, where the OLOS money is going. You know what I mean?
Because a lot of that planning and what's going on now was done in somebody else's term. Like Ms. Tomlinson, where the money has been put and situated because it was somebody else's. And so the current council people are having to deal. But those council people, most of them were there too. So they don't get a pass. But $1.6 million was set aside for A.J. McClung, right? So that $1.6 million, they can barely do anything that's going to sustain the place and make it, the field is not big enough for soccer, they said, and the structural issues, this, that, and the third. But I get it was nice and it was good to put 1.6 million aside for changes there. But again, we got a serious homeless issue. And they fought the people on giving them $28,000 to do a task force for it.
Let's not even talk about the backlog cases that Mr. Siobhan Thomas is dealing with.
Right.
He can't even get the funding and the staff that he needs,
right,
so they can be efficient with what they're doing.
Right, and that entity is bringing in money. So tell me how that makes sense when they bringing in millions of dollars every year because of crime, and they can't even get funded to do the things that they need to do. That don't make sense.
And they're trying to build a new jail.
Yeah, that part.
So
and
they got money for all of these other things.
The sheriff department, right? Mm-hmm. Had a disabled person told me they visited the sheriff department. There's no parking for disabled people right up close to the place. All like when you pull up, everything is reserved for cops. When you go into this one section, you're not even supposed to be back there whatsoever. It's reserved for cops. Where are your citizens supposed to park, folks? So they're building these elaborate, nice situations for themselves, and I get it, but don't forget about the citizens. That government center down there.
You get it.
You know I get it, honey.
Okay.
That government center over there, the disabled parking, where is it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like all of the things that they've been elected, the sheriff has been elected to serve the public, they're serving themselves very well.
Very well.
Very well. And so I was hurt to hear that there was no parking for her. And then when she did park in a disabled parking spot, the person corrected her. Somebody that worked there and told her she wasn't allowed to park there. But she's a disabled vet. You don't have parking within the area for her to park. Everything's reserved for the police or the sheriff's department. Where do we do that at?
Yeah, it's so that's what we mean when we talk about being knowledgeable and running for city council and not learning on the job. Because how can you be effective if you're learning on the job?
Right.
And the people who are making these decisions, because the decisions that are made on city council or city council that makes these decisions affect the citizens immediately.
Right.
So while they're voting on things and you don't know what's going on, you're just hurting everybody.
Especially if you have not done your research and if you're not prepared. And so my thing too is that, if you decide that you want to run for office, that is great. Nobody's deterring you from running for office.
Right.
However, say today, I say I want to run for office. Tomorrow, I'm not going to go down there and declare that I'm running for office. Tomorrow, I'm going to reach out to a seasoned elected official. I'm going to get some training, some education. I'm going to do my due diligence, my work to make myself competent and, serve in excellence and all of those things before then I go, like years later maybe, to declare to run for office. Yeah. And that's where y'all are cheating us at. That's where you're cheating us. That's where the standards are freaking low here
it's unfortunate.
The city of Columbus, because nobody holds anybody to a certain standard. And I get it. You don't even have to have a degree. You don't have to have nothing to run.
The same thing for the president. But does that mean it's okay? For president.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. People are putting the cart before the horse. Like, you got to have some kind of knowledge first. You know what I mean? Like, you don't go run for a marathon without training to run for a marathon.
Hey, man.
Like, you don't
Say
just
that
wake
again.
up.
I definitely ain't going to get in no marathon and be like, I can.
Yeah, get out there and pass out. You know what I mean? That's exactly what's going to happen.
And at our expense. At the citizens' expense.
Exactly.
Just like what's going on right now. I strongly recommend that there needs to be a resolution presented that they are not allowed to spend $649,000 on consultant fees for anything. I get that at minimum they got to have a finance person come in and do audits. I'm tracking with that. But this risk assessment and performance evaluations, you paying people six figures, over six figures, director pay. They can do those things.
Yeah.
They can do those things. They have the skill set to do those things. And the citizens should have a say when it's over too much, because this is too much money. Homelessness is the last thing on the government's agenda. Case in point, look at what Chicago did with the old Cook County Hospital. That huge building could have been turned into a homeless facility, but instead it's a huge luxury, Hyatt hotel. Talking about misappropriation of funds. Absolutely.
Right.
That's so true.
And that's what you get.
Yeah.
Right there. That's what you get.
Depending on who you have in leadership and what they think is okay, that's exactly what you get.
That's what you get.
Wow.
Yeah. And again,
our Hyatt hotel. Help today.
Yeah, and that's why citizens got to do their job. They have to do their job too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to hold the officials responsible. We got to hold the citizens accountable too.
Right.
Because they're allowing these people, like, silence is consent. You know, and these things are going to get passed whether you vote or not.
Right.
Whether you're informed or not.
And we got to hold them accountable when they don't have town halls, when they haven't reached out to us, they haven't asked us our opinion. Right. Well, how are you up there saying what you're not going to do?
Hockey in District 3?
Right.
Do our folks that look like us play hockey?
No.
There's a female right now who's about to be the first African female to play on an Olympic hockey team. She's about to make history.
Yes,
but historically,
that is not us.
Our people don't play no hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, not historically.
And then who plays soccer, honey?
Well, that's different.
Hispanic babies play football.
Yeah.
But they want to build that too, but they're pushing our people out. So what is it? What do we really got going on?
So yeah, but again, that goes back to people being properly vetted and having some kind of experience or knowledge of city government. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to get stuff like what happened with the Cook County Hospital.
That is crazy.
You're going to get stuff like what happened with those tenants in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Living like they're in a third world country.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that's exactly what's going on with our properties here.
Exactly.
All up and down, because these people are not locally.
13th Avenue.
They're not here. They don't care what the properties look like. It's going on 2 years, and that one property is still looking the same way. And City Council is aware. She knows. Pictures have been sent to her. Code inspections. So we need people who are going to do the work.
Right.
Fix the stuff. We want to see results. That's it.
Right.
And then I'm going to say this too, and this is going to be the last thing I say, right? You know, I've said this already. I don't have any empathy for people who run for elected office. This is a choice that you make. Now, I don't think you need to have a full-time job. You know, you don't need to have anything that's going to be like, this needs to be your full-time job if you want to run for an elected seat. That means you have lived your life, you're retired, you got income coming in, and right now what you want to dedicate the rest of your life to, or a majority of your, or a portion of your life to, is to public service, and you're able to give it the time and the need that it desires. Business owners, and you got all this other stuff going on, have several seats, because the work that needs to be done in District 7, it can't take on that kind of stuff. And we already have council people who are complaining about they don't get enough pay. It's a lot of work. But guess what?
That's what you signed up for.
You either want to do it or you don't.
Right. That's what you signed up for. So you gotta. It's time out for excuses, like you said.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Nobody wants to hear.
Yeah, I'm not going to take on a job and then complain to the citizens, I'm not getting enough paid, or, this is a lot of work. I'm not. You knew that the resolutions and the books and the budgets and all that stuff was going to be long and what have you. Manage your time, or allow somebody else to do it that has the time.
Right. So, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I think we, what do we miss, y'all? What do we miss? We talked about those that are running for city council.
Yes.
Currently. We talked about those that are running for mayor.
Yes.
We talked about ICE. If you missed that, you can go watch this again, but we did talk about ICE in the beginning of the program.
Yeah.
And what they're doing in Minneapolis, and those that are being killed, and, the protests that are happening. We discussed a little bit about the Epstein files, right?
Oh, did we?
I think we did.
I don't think so.
We did. Listen, if y'all 3.5 million documents with these Epstein files, 3.5.
Isn't that crazy? It's got a name. Epstein files.
That's been released. And names is coming out. I ain't gonna say, but you gotta go read for yourself. But celebrities, well-known people.
Yes.
And
involved certified with documents, yeah.
So, but next Sunday we'll talk about
We're going to talk about it?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure some more will have come out by then.
Okay.
Yeah, but share this content. You know, if you found value here, we appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up. You know, share. Don't let the conversation stop here.
It's okay either way.
Yeah, but we enjoy your feedback.
Yes, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank everybody who been supporting since day one. Thank you for our new supporters. But yeah, that's why we do this, to inform people, to have a conversation.
Be aware and have a candid conversation. You know, we're just not offended by people who disagree.
Right, and that's how you learn.
Different opinions.
That's how you learn.
That is exactly how you learn. And, you know, Denise sent me something the other day about the critical trends. It's been updated, right? So while I was in school at Columbus State University, I used to feel so uncomfortable. And I share these stories with my students whenever I encounter them. I felt so uncomfortable in those classes, oftentimes as the only African-American person in there, listening to critical trends where African-American students couldn't read. Or, you know, all the issues that's going on. Yeah. And so, you know, when you go into a classroom, that's another place, right? It's not a time to play with these students and to pass them on and to not make sure they're getting a quality education and just checking stuff off and not making sure they know how to write and different things of that nature. Like, it's not okay to do that. Right. And I don't know if people understand, like, until you sit in those classes and you're that African-American person in there and they're talking about you, they're talking about your culture and how you're at the bottom of the totem pole, then I just don't understand how you can sit in a class and pass kids through and say they can graduate and they can't read. Yeah. Or write.
It's unfortunate, but, you know, a lot of work has to be done. It starts at home first. Yeah. But I agree. Yeah. There's a lot of work to be done. Yeah. Especially in the school system in Columbus. Consistently, right? Yes. Consistently. And we do have people in the community who are consistently contributing to our youth and our community. But this is what I want to ask you. This is what I want to challenge us as well, because we have a lot of after school programs, right? Do we? I think so. Boys and Girls, have to look. Girls Inc., different things like that. I think those are the only two. Well, and other organizations like Boys to Men, I think they do after school programs. I think, well, I don't know if we do or not, but I believe we do. We have people who contribute to our kids, right? Right. And I just want you to consider the quality of the after school programs if, in fact, children are still going to school with no homework, no supplies because they don't feel like they have to go or show up. If they're not improving on their reading, if they're not improving on their writing, if they still don't know how to do certain things, like what are we actually contributing to them if we cannot see effective results and change? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Failing schools, but they're getting all this mentor and crime prevention money. But what is the quality of the service if, in fact, because the receipts, the proof is in the pudding in the classroom. Yeah. Right? So that's all I'm saying. Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in Columbus, whether it be education, whether it be politics. Yes. There's a lot that needs to be done. And this election is critical. Yes. It is critical because what we've been seeing on the current city council is foolery. Yeah. And it's a whole circus going on right now. Right. And people are doing a lot of work to smear and, you know, talk about people and, you know, try to make them look bad. We're not falling for it. We're not falling for it. We know as an African-American people, all the things that we have to go through, the hurdles that we have to jump through in order to get into positions that we have. Because Kraft has said, well, what credibility or whatever does so-and-so have because they're African-American people. Nothing's given to us. But it's easy for y'all to try to take it away. And we're not going to let it happen. There it is. But yeah, peace and love, y'all. We appreciate y'all so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay warm. Ooh, yeah, don't go out if you don't have to. I don't know if y'all got some snow. We were in a little bit of it yesterday. Yeah. It was all blowing. It was so nice, but I was ready to get out of it. It was cold too. It was cold. But yeah, share this, like this. Meet us back here next week, Sunday, same channel, same time, 6:30 Eastern. Peace and love. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Love you, Auntie. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a good one.